we are back in episode 3 of Frontlines 2019. I'm in my T-44-100 platoon with my clanmates. I don't know these guys, but they invited me, so what the hell, just joined them. We're not in the voice chats because they speak Japanese and I don't, but that's okay. Now I'm spawned in A, and I was about to go down to the east side of A, fight from the hill and shoot down into the people that are trying to reset the cap. But one of my platoon mates has decided to go in straight to the cap, so I decided to show some support and lend him lend a hand, I guess. I've never actually played in this position near the cap circle. I was thinking of going into the cap, but I knew that would have been a bad idea early in the game because in the A capture position, it's really difficult for you to cap out, especially early in the game. It would have been better if you can try to diminish their forces quite a bit. Like if you kill a couple of them, 3-4 of them, in the first few minutes, they need to respawn, and when they respawn, it takes time for them to respawn, and if they use up their respawn tokens, it's more difficult for them to come back to the same spawn. So I prefer to cap a little bit later, especially in the A cap circle. Now this defender's really difficult to penetrate from the front, so you really need the APCR shells, which is exactly what I'm doing. Even then, sometimes you get the occasional bounce on the lower plate, even with APCR, like you see right here. So that's the thing. The game has changed since episode 2 with the introduction of the wheeled tanks. Like I mentioned in my previous videos, you need a little bit more mobility in this game mode. The Scorpion Gs are out of the question. I mean, you can still play the Scorpion G, but it is not as effective as it was once used to be, especially in the 2018 version of Frontlines. The Scorpion was a very viable tank, and even in episode 1. But ever since episode 2, with the introduction of the Lynx and the EBR 75s, if you were driving a Scorpion, they would most certainly be firing HE at you, and you would lose all your HP very quickly indeed. Now's the perfect time for me to get into the cap circle. I have a lot of HP, and I'm helping out this Edelweiss, but unfortunately the Edelweiss lost all his HP, and I'm getting YOLO'd down from this light tank. So I'm gonna try and get away if I can, but I'm getting chased down by another T-44-100R, and he's basically throwing away his tank here, chasing me down. I don't know why you would want to do that. If I was him, I would probably want to try and do as much damage as I can and then try to get away instead of chasing me down. But to each his own, I guess. GG to him. He accomplished his mission, but he's going to lose his tank because of this, even though he gets to repair himself there. But he's going to lose his tank because he's too deep into the enemy zone. Now I'm contemplating where I should go. All 3 caps are not being contested at the moment. I've decided to get into my Caernarvon and go back into the A circle again and get straight into the A circle. Now you notice I am not taking a defender. A defender can survive a lot longer because of the better armor profile, but ever since episode 2 of Frontlines, I am no longer playing the defender, and normally I would play the defender because, you know, it's got great armor profile, and also because it is a premium tank, and the premium tank earns you a lot of credits, of course. But the defender is no longer my first choice of heavy tanks, and that is because the defender has a really slow reload, and very poor dispersion values, which means it doesn't work very well when you are trying to defend yourself, whether it be shooting at a distance, or your reload time is so bad that when tanks get around you, get to your sides, get behind you, you are really helpless to fight back, which is why I don't take the defender anymore. Now there is a method to this Caernarvon. I saw a lot of high performance players, especially the popular famous streamers, the Super Unicum streamers that are using these tanks, and I saw them being very effective in these tanks. They don't even shoot AP shells, they go for full APCR shells, and I decided to give it a try. In fact, I don't have this tank in my garage until episode 2, when I decided that I will get this tank and see if it's any use for this game mode. I haven't played this Caernarvon in random battles before, only in frontline modes. I got this tank specifically for this game mode. I took one big hit there from the IS-3, which is kind of sad because I lost a lot of my HP. But this Progetto's got to go, he's got to die. And one of the bad things about the Caernarvon is the long distance sniping. It isn't very good. Plus I am having really poor ping, which is affecting my aim big time. Really frustrating shooting tanks at a distance, which is about the only bad thing about this tank. Now I could have died here easily, and if anyone shoots me and all breathes on me, I would have been dead. But fortunately I am able to cap this out with the help of my teammates here, and very fortunate to cap out without dying here, to be honest with you. Yep, looks like I'm going to cap it out. I'm going to cap it out, and I'm going to have most of the cap points because everyone died, and I got into this cap circle, basically earning a lot of cap points while surviving, which is good for me. Now I am going to push forward. I'm trying not to die here because I want to repair the tank in the repair circle and try to capture the D cap circle right in front of me. Stay on this lane, push forward across, go across the water, and see if I can get into the cap circle in the D cap circle. So fortunately everyone has died, and I think I'll be able to repair myself into this cap circle just as well. If I don't die, I could make use of my armor, and thank goodness for that. I make use, I didn't die, and I'm going to be able to repair myself and get into my continue pushing forward and get into the D cap circle right in front of me here. Now I'm in a really slow tank, which means it's not possible for me to drive to the next side of the map. It's funny that I don't make those important shots, but I make this shot on the EBR 75. Really strange, but I guess World of Tanks, that's how it works. RNG sometimes work in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. You saw me in the cap circle down there trying to shoot the tanks that's basically stationary, and I couldn't land 3 or 4 shots. Now you're gonna see me zoom out here a little bit and have a look at the path that I need to be able to cross here. Now the reason I'm zooming out and looking at the path is because I want to be able to cross the water and keeping my distance as far as possible away from those guys that are able to spot me on the right side. So I want to keep myself not drown while keeping myself at a distance from the guys able to spot me. Now I'm going to shoot at this guy, make him push back, make him fall back a little bit while I try to cross the water safely. And the idea is I want to get into the cap circle without being spotted, trying to keep my full HP as long as possible and then get into the cap circle. Good job that my team is doing here. So I'm going to join them in the cap circle and I'm going to take the lower ground here if it's possible for me. Now I'm going to force them to, if they want to reset me, they would have to come all the way down here in the low ground to reset me, which is not possible for them. There you go. Oh, there's a tank there that's trying to reset me, so I'm going to try and go forward and try to survive this cap if I can. It looks like we're going to be able to do this. Of course, there's going to be one or two guys that are going to YOLO into this cap circle and try to reset the cap circle. As long as none of us die here, we're going to be able to hold our ground. I still have a lot of my HP, so as long as I can hold my HP for as long as possible, it looks like I'm going to be able to once again get most of the cap points here, which means I'm going to rank up very quickly. I'm already captain, and I think I will get into a good amount of cap points here. As you can see, immediately I have become a major just because of that cap circle. Now there's nothing here left for me to do. I have used up all my use here, so what I've done is I've hit the J button, and which means I'm going to abandon my tank here. I'm going to abandon the Caernarvon on this D cap circle. I'm going to die, abandon my tank. In case you didn't know how to do it, you hit the J button for 15 seconds and you will explode and die. Get into your garage again, and another 25 seconds cool down, and you get to pick another tank. So a total of 45 seconds from the time you hit your J button to the time you get to pick another tank. Total of 45 seconds. Why am I picking C? Because it is not capped yet, which means I can rank up again if I contribute to the capping circle. If I get into the cap, get some XP from it, I'm gonna rank up to general very quickly. But it looks like there are a bunch of people defending this cap circle, so I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna wait for the right opportunity before I get into the cap circle. And I'm thinking about capping, so here there's one of my teammates capping. But oh no, there's a guy behind this rock here and I'm gonna get shot because of it. Took a shot for no reason there. So what I'm gonna do is try and run away and get into the repair station here. Repair myself and make sure that I have full HP before I commit to capping again. So I am full HP now, so I am going to see if I can get into the cap circle again. Looks like this might be the right time. lost my traction there, and basically here gonna attempt to get into the cap circle again, but there is some two very hull down tanks there that are capping. It's going to be very difficult for me to get into the cap circle, and I'm taking damage from this freaking Progetto that has managed to land 2 shots on me. I have no choice now. I have to cap because a lot of my teammates are also in the cap, and I got myself spotted. So I'm gonna try and cap, but I got myself killed, which is really unfortunate, which means I do get a little bit of XP, but I wasted. I could have got a lot more XP if I had survived that cap. So I'm gonna get into the Progetto and see if I can switch lanes and get into the E cap circle in my Progetto, and see if I can get into general there. Looks like I'm not in my Progetto, but in my T44-100, and the reason why I've picked this tank, I guess it's because of its survivability potential. This tank survives a lot better than a Progetto 46 because of its armor profile, and once again I've decided to pick this lane not just because E is available to cap, but also if you took a look at the cap circle while you were in the garage just now. Oh, I have to back off here because I can't fight this guy. He's got a lot of hull down potential, so I'm gonna go on to the other side now. One of the reasons why I picked this E cap circle is also because the distance that I have to travel from where I spawn and my goal, which is to cap, is a lot closer than if I was on the C objective. If the C was already capped, but the cap circle F was a lot further away than my spawn position, which was closer to the C cap circle, if you know what I mean. If I decided to stay on the C lane, I would have spawned a lot further away from my F objective. So the E objective was a lot closer, which is one of the reasons why I decided to pick the E objective to spawn in my T44-100. Now again, this T44-100, I don't know why he's YOLO'd me and face hugged me, but he's got a little bit of damage on me, but it's not a good idea for him to get himself killed here for no reason. He could have damaged me from afar. He could have circled back and run away, hide behind that building perhaps, and stayed alive a lot longer than you know, instead of YOLOing me and face hugging me and getting himself killed, he could have just shot me and then hide behind the building or something. He could have been a lot more effective that way, I would imagine. But once again, I am disappointed. I do not get to complete my cap. I die before I complete my cap, which means I get a lot less XP than I would have if I had capped it out. But nevertheless, I will attempt to cap this again in my Progetto. Now I am monitoring if they cap it or they don't cap it. Either way, I don't have a choice, because to the right of me it is already full, and to the left of me D is already capped out, which means either way I don't have a choice. I have to attempt to cap this out, and just as well because E has not been capped out, because the enemy managed to kill another one of the cappers who had a lot of the cap points, which means opportunity for me to cap fresh again. So I might as well try it again. I am already major, just a couple more shots and I would already be general. So I'm not exactly chasing general by capping, but I do have an opportunity to get a lot of cap points if I manage to cap it out here, since it's the only one available to be capped anyway. So I might as well attempt to cap it. But before I do that, let's not try to cap it, but instead let's try to kill these guys. Nice job there. Now I'm gonna back off here. I'm already general, but look, they have 3 mobile tanks and they can easily kill me here, which looks like exactly what they are going to do. And I have managed to reverse myself into a corpse here, got myself stuck there. If I didn't, I would have been able to get away, but I didn't, and it looks like I'm gonna die here, because this EBR-75 is gonna get 2 shots on me and finish me off, and I do die. But I do make it into the general rank. I have no more tanks to pick except for this EBR, which is fine by me. I'm gonna pick the EBR again and have a go and see if I can attempt to cap it again, but it looks like the game is over. We don't manage to get into the cap and get any extra time or cap out any of that. But anyway, I do manage to get general. In fact, I get the general of the army, which is a little bit better than the general, I guess. But that's the new meta of the game. You need to get rank into general before all of the 6 A, B, C, D, E, F, before they all get capped out. So that's the new meta of the game. You need to rank general as quickly as possible. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and get a little bit of info on how to get general ASAP. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.